Round of 32 is over, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Gaffer FC. Blue Gaffer FC predicts. It's another prediction video on the channel. These have been quite good on my channel. So today we are obviously previewing the round of 16 and reviewing the round of 32 that's just gone. As you can see, all the big name players: Mbappe, Ronaldo, Kane, Messi, Haaland, Pulisic, Davies, James Rodriguez. They're all still at this World Cup. They're all still fighting for that trophy in the center. And now let's find out who's going to win. So this is the bracket. As we're well aware of, starting today. You're watching this. I think I'm posting this about five and a half hours before the first game, which is Canada against Morocco tonight. So I wanted to post this a little bit earlier, guys. I'm sorry that I've not been able to. It's very busy, as you can imagine. These last couple of days, I literally have a schedule of almost daily uploads. So please, if you do admire the hard work that I'm putting into this channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It would really mean a lot to me. But what do I think in terms of who's going through to the quarterfinal? Well, I'm going to tell you at the end of this video, because there's some stuff that I want to go through with you first. So if you want to skip to the end of the video and just hear my predictions, sure. But I do this with a little bit more of a professional coach insight. And I actually like talking about the World Cup and about things that the trends that we're seeing and the nations that have impressed and nations that haven't impressed, rather than just giving you, a 2-minute quick prediction video. So for me, the USA have been impressive once again. They went down to 10 men against Bosnia and they still managed to win the game. Their performances have been incredibly controlled and dominant. They're high in confidence. And I can't wait for the game USA against Belgium. I think that's going to be a really, really good one. The big names, like I said already, they're all still in. Canada have been incredibly impressive as the host nation, and all host nations, as of the round of 16, are still at the World Cup, and possibly all three will still be there as of the quarterfinal. You never know. It's a historic run for them, because they've never achieved a single point at a World Cup, let alone a win, let alone a progression into a knockout stage, let alone being one of the 16 out of 48 teams. And that's why I think it's important to talk about Canada. I think the biggest shock is obviously Paraguay. Paraguay, who lost that game against USA in the first game when they were very, very poor, managed to scrape themselves through the group and ended up shocking Germany. I mean, that's incredible for me. It really, really is incredible. And what a story that was for Germany. And I think I'm tempted to make a video about Germany soon, because let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that, because Jurgen Klopp is supposedly going to be the new manager of Germany. Now, that's going to be hella interesting. France, they still have the best attack. I mean, no one's stopping Le Blues. Mbappe, Dembele, Elise, Cherki, Doué, Barcola. Do I need to mention even any more? For me, France are still the favorites. They're going to win this World Cup. Colombia, they've been very surprisingly solid, defensively excellent, disciplined, and I think one of the tournament's biggest surprises, along with Switzerland, and one of those two nations, like we said already, is going to find its way into the quarterfinal. The road gets tougher, but the dream gets closer. What are the tactical trends then? And this is where I want to stand out on my YouTube channel. As you've noticed, I've changed the graphics a bit to be really all in blue for Blue Gaffer FC. Well, the back five is frustrating favorites. So a lot of teams have deployed a 5-4-1, 5-3-2 shape. Some teams have deployed a 6-3-1. And even in moments of a low block, that transitions into a 7-2-1 system. And it's an incredible defensive system that is very, very difficult for teams to get past. A second thing, I think the compact mid-block aspect of it. Brazil have used this, and as much as I don't like point 1 and 2, because I think it's such boring football, but let's be honest, Cape Verde have got here playing like that. Brazil have got here playing like that. Paraguay have got here playing like that. Canada have got here playing like that for the most part. Egypt have got here playing like that. Norway, you could argue, have got here playing like this. There's so many teams that are still here playing in this way with them fast transitions and set pieces, as we knew from the Premier League days of last season. They're becoming increasingly decisive in modern football. But what about this, guys? What's been the biggest disappointment of the World Cup so far? Sorry, I'm drinking water. It's very hot today in England. We've got 2 weeks of, I think every day is going to be between 27 and 33 degrees, which is wow. I think the biggest shock is Germany. But I'll argue maybe even more Uruguay. And by the time you're watching this, my Uruguay video is out in 3 days' time on the channel, where I'm going to detail Bielsa ball in a little bit more detail. Because what on earth has actually gone wrong? And Uruguay losing to Paraguay, Uruguay drawing to Cape Verde, Germany losing to Paraguay. Portugal, for me, have still not performed. But the reality of football is you don't always have to perform to win games. Ronaldo gets his first knockout goal in history. I mean, that was a record in itself. The other nations that have not impressed me at all at this World Cup, Belgium haven't. Netherlands suffered an early loss. Brazil have been poor. I thought they should have lost to Japan. And Spain have been poor. England have been poor as well. Maybe from a little bit of a bias, I haven't put England in there. But there's a lot of these big nations that have really, really disappointed me. Whereas the likes of Japan, Cape Verde, Norway, Canada, Morocco, USA, etc., have really, really impressed me so far at this World Cup. So, what do I think in terms of my predictions? Well, it's really, really simple. And you can see my predictions on the screen. And let me know if you disagree, or equally, if you agree with them. I think France beat Paraguay. I don't give Paraguay any shred of a chance against France. I think the game is closed, just like the game against Sweden was closed within 90 minutes. You'd argue France have an easier round of 16. I think France have the easiest road to the final. Morocco against Canada. I do see this one going either way, to be honest. I think Canada can pull it off. I don't think Morocco are that good. I really don't think Morocco are that good. I think they've been very fortunate in the 2022 campaign. They're AFCON champions, and now they're having another consistent 2026 campaign. So when you have two consistent World Cups and an AFCON title, Phil, you can't really say that they're not good. No, you can't. But I still don't see them as a nation to really be feared on the global world stage. And I think Jesse Marsch and his Canada can really set themselves up to have a successful day. But I think Morocco probably just edge it for me and do win that game. But I can see it going to extra time. Spain against Portugal. This is the one where I was probably thinking about this. I was probably thinking about this one the most, because I think either one of these teams can win that game. And there's lots of evidence to back it up in either direction. I think Spain, for me, have just a better tactical idea. They're just better at what they do. Portugal are too reliant on individuals who haven't performed at this World Cup. USA against Belgium. Again, I was thinking about this one for a while. But for me, the United States of America have more than enough to beat Belgium. I can see this being a tight game. Obviously, USA missing Balogun. You know, you've got the likes of, it's probably going to be Pepe up there now, isn't it? Pulisic, McKennie, Tillman, Dest against the likes of Lukaku, De Bruyne, Tiedemann, Doku, Lukaku, Trossard. So on paper, I think Belgium are the favourites. But the fact that it's in the US at their stadium, the way they've played under Pochettino, I really, really do give the USA just the edge, just about. Brazil against Norway. I do actually think Norway can shock Brazil. I do think it's possible if the Brazilian manager wasn't Carlo Ancelotti, because Brazil have underperformed at this World Cup. I don't think they've performed well. And Carlo Ancelotti even said that in a press conference. He's not going to get judged on if they perform well. He's going to get judged on how far and if they win this World Cup tournament. And Carlo Ancelotti is unfortunately the master in these tournaments. He knows how to win World Cups of this global scale. He's done it before. Well, not the World Cup, but the Champions League. He knows how to win events of this global scale. So for me, I think Erling Haaland's road will end. But it's another game where if Norway are organised well, if they transition well with the likes of Sorloth, Odegaard, Oscar Bob, Erling Haaland, Berger, you know, they have some players that can cause problems. But I do think Brazil just about get that win. England against Mexico. Well, tomorrow, I'm making a full, detailed England versus Mexico video that's going to be up on the channel. You're going to see my thoughts and my perspective on if England can beat Mexico. That's up on the channel very, very shortly, within the next 24 hours, so ahead of the England-Mexico game. I'm doing another England video, and can England really win it? So look forward to that. Please subscribe. Argentina versus Egypt. I see this is an easy game. I think Argentina win the game quite comfortably. Colombia against Switzerland. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I've been really impressed with Colombia. And I think just the fact that they're used to the heat they play and that they're really up for it. They've got so many fans in the stadium and it's such a big nation of football. I think they just have enough to beat Switzerland for me. So that's my World Cup round of 16 predictions. I think the 8 teams that we have left are going to be France, Morocco, Spain, USA, Brazil, England, Argentina, Colombia. And if my predictions are correct, that sets up some spicy fixtures in the quarterfinal, which is what a quarterfinal of the World Cup is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions. Let me know your round of 32 review. If you agree or disagree with me, like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video, which is the England video tomorrow. So don't forget to subscribe and click that bell button so you don't miss out.